is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
How good is that?
It is Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie for your Monday podcast. Talking worst uniform. I mean, it was always a hassle putting on your school uniform, and there's some shockers out there. There's a whisper going around that, Kate, you had a couple of shocking colours.
I did actually, but I have to say, as far as being a fan of the school uniform, I loved it because I'm indecisive.
Yeah. Okay.
So some days, even when I was going to set, I would get up and put my school uniform on, even if I wasn't going to school, because I didn't want to decide what to wear.
Weren't you known as the skid marks? Your school? Because you had a mustard stripe.
Oh, did you have a bit of it? Oh, was that? Or did you have an accident?
Oh God, I thought you knew something I hadn't told you.
Old Skitty over here.
Oh, Skitty.
Coughing in the back of her stride.
Did your school have a nickname, Kate? Were you known to other schools?
I don't know. Maybe you'd have to ask other people. I went to an ag school.
I had to wear a skivvy to school.
Of course you did. It would have been cold.
No,
when
you didn't.
Yeah, I did,
a skivvy?
Junior school, skivvy. For 6 years I wore a skivvy, like a roll-neck turtle.
I don't think kids these days aren't
criminal.
tough enough to wear skivvies.
Getting around looking like a circumcision.
Oh.
What?
I tell you what, if mine looked like that, I'd be chopping it off as well.
I've got something to say, but I'm not going to say it.
Go on, it's the podcast.
No,
You're allowed to say it in the podcast.
I've always thought of you as a big... No, there's a word I want to say. I'm going to write it down.
Okay, you write it down.
I don't even know if this is how you spell it. Fitzy, you will know it. I'll show you in a minute. Let's get into the pod.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
This is an interesting headline that I saw. The hottest new bedtime for 20-somethings is 9 p.m. Forget bar hopping or even dinner out. More young professionals prefer turning in early. I like this.
Yeah.
It's look, and don't get me wrong. I think that first taste of independence that you have and you're out, you've
very
got your
tasty, isn't it?
You're on your P's. You can drive around. I can go and see my mates. I can stay up as late as I want. That was an amazing time. But when you do start your working life, going to bed early, the earlier that you can get to bed and the earlier that you get up in the morning just sets you up for the day and the week.
How serious is your job in your 20s, though? Do you know what I mean? You're probably part-time or maybe you're the bottom of the food chain in your first job. So I don't know why you're being so strict on your bedtime, because your performance the next day isn't exactly crucial, is it?
Well, this is the thing.
Are we taking things too seriously?
Businesses are understanding this, and in turn, with bars there's bars that are adding matinee dance parties now and other daytime events. Can I just say, a few years ago, me, Tommy Williams and Timmy Blackwell, we went and saw UMI at the Annandale Hotel. They had a matinee show.
What, 3 p.m. or?
No, it was 2 p.m.
Okay.
And it was the best because we went out for lunch.
I was home by 5.
We watched them perform, and we were home by about 6, 7 o'clock. It was unreal.
I was doing a crossword and had my slippers on by 7 o'clock.
So this was like in 2022, those in their 20s reported getting an average of 9 hours and 28 minutes of sleep. Oh, isn't that heaven?
I could only dream.
Remember you were a teenager and you finished school? I remember before I started in the workforce, God, I was sleeping 10, 11 hours a day, getting up at 10 a.m. in the morning. I remember my old man one day just looking at me going, he came home for a smoko from work and just looked at me and went, what are you doing with your life, mate?
So true.
Go and get a job.
I remember a conversation where Mum said, hey, when your father walks through the door, can you make sure you're not lying on the couch? Because he's getting sick of seeing that. Do you know what, though? When you look at I always think of the TV habits, because sort of, on a Sunday night, the movie used to start at 8:30 and it still does, and you'd settle in for a great film. But then when you look at, say, the UK, or Tommy, you'd be across this because you follow a lot of the American TV, the late night shows.
Oh, yeah.
That have such huge ratings. Everybody watches them. Some of them start at 10:30.
Yeah, James Corden's show didn't start until I think it was 11:50 at night.
You're kidding me.
Every night.
11:50 at night, and people would watch it.
That actually gives me That gives me a chill up my spine thinking that I have to stay up till 11:50 to watch the show.
Horrible
I couldn't
feeling.
do it.
Horrible
I couldn't do it. Emma Kraft, she's 19 from the University of California. She said, for me, nothing good happens after 9 p.m. Oh, well, come on,
She
Em. You
needs to
haven't
get
been
out
to
of
the
bed.
right parties.
Wrong pub.
She tries to get to sleep by 9:30 every night. Far from feeling an outsider, she says she's been bombarded with requests from friends. What she does, she says, well, I'll just meet you. They'll have Monday. They go to... Where does she go here? They go to jazz shows on Monday nights that start at 6 p.m. She said, I'm home by 8, in bed by 9:30.
I'm not sure she's the norm. I'm just throwing it out there, but I don't reckon she represents everybody. I reckon she's maybe off to the bunch and the group on the side, and that's who she is.
Em, what time do you go to bed? Em?
Me, it depends. On the weekends, I'm probably a 9:30. During the week,
girl.
obviously earlier because I have to get up so early.
But the thing is with going to bed so early, though, when you hear about youngsters or people in their 20s doing that, it just makes me think they're probably drinking around 11 a.m.
Yeah, they've been day drinking all day.
And that's the change we're actually seeing.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Can we talk about school uniforms, the bane of our existence? Did you have the worst school uniform of all time?
Mine was pretty bad. In high school, I had a mustard and white striped one.
No,
Fitzy.
yours was
Would you
blue.
mind?
I watched it for ages.
No.
Oh, that was home and away. Sorry,
You're an
mate.
idiot.
Sorry, I never know whether you're in character or not.
Kate, so did you have to... Was there a moment in your life where you had to wear 2 school uniforms?
Yes.
Is that fair?
On the same
that's-
day. Yes, I'd be at school in the morning and then someone would come to pick me up and I'd sign myself out of the office, probably half an hour early. Don't you mind? Is that what you say?
Yeah.
Or something.
If you don't mind.
If you don't mind. And then I'd go to work and take my mustard stripes off and put on the old, I think it was Monavale or Narrabeen, or
Was it?
It was a school, or
Standard
is
check.
a school on the northern beaches that we borrowed the tartan from. Anyway,
Well,
sorry, Fitz.
I was Wirrianda High School and they introduced one which was grey pants and black shoes and also you had to show your ankle bracelet as well. So, and then I remember, Kate, then all the kids worked out that you could buy Stussy pants, those grey Stussy skate pants with a pair of ripples. Remember the rollers? Remember the black roller shoes? Ripples?
I went out with a boy from Ingleburn who wore those.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Yeah. Well, see, that, and then everyone wore those, and then the school blew up, and it was massive. Can I focus on my sister here? Because so my sister goes... I got 2 twin nephews, right? Darcy and Miles, beautiful little boys, 2 years of age. She goes, they're starting early learning this year. And I was like, okay, so what, daycare? She said, no, it's early learning. I went, no, it's daycare.
Same
Basically,
thing,
you're starting
Like
daycare.
preschool.
Yeah.
She goes, no, it's early learning because I've just had to fork out $1,000 for both of their uniforms.
You're kidding me.
I said, what are you talking about? She said, yeah, they have to wear a polo shirt,
beautiful.
shorts, shoes and socks, Kate. They're 2 years of age. They're getting dropped off at daycare. She said, stop saying daycare. It's early learning.
Same thing.
I'm going, oh my gosh, that's... The 2-year-old kids have to wear a uniform to early learning.
What? I mean, Lisa came home the other day and said to me, you're not going to believe it, I've just spent $800 at the uniform shop. That's because there's the uniform, then there's the sports outfit, then there's the Saturday morning sports outfit, and then there's something else and a jacket.
There's a raincoat. There'll be a raincoat
in there as well. In there. That goes into the backpack. We live in Sydney, guys.
The smock.
You know,
the hats. There's 3 different hats.
3 different hats. There's a spare hat.
Sometimes.
I'm like, what are you talking?
Look, that sounds a bit of madness. And I would have thought when you're that little, firstly, for ease and cost for parents, just put them in what they've left in, maybe. But, shouldn't they be comfortable and creative and not put
Kids
in a
don't wanna
uniform
wear
at
shoes.
24 months? Well, I mean, maybe they say shoes, though. There's probably some safety requirement around
shoes would make sense, but not at that price. My dad, when he was a kid, he was 10 and he went to a new school and they made a jacket for him. And they said to him, what side of the jacket would you like your cigarette pocket on?
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did. because everybody sort of that 10 to 13 upwards smoked.
But
Isn't it
you know what? I
extraordinary?
saw a clip the other day in the 80s where a school introduced smoking to the school. They said the kids are doing it. If we don't, we can't police this all the time, and the kids are doing it anyway, so you're allowed to smoke at school. The kids were allowed to go out at lunch and light up a dart.
What year was this?
This was in the 80s. I've got to find it for
Tommy,
you,
what
Kate.
was your uniform like at St Bede's?
St Bede's, just a beautiful, multicoloured, well, mainly navy uniform.
So that
with
was
some
option
striping.
A, yeah?
that was option
Right.
A, and we don't talk about option B, but
It was
So-
that was the green version.
So when you take it off, you had to take it off slowly, Tommy, like just to
slow removal is the
pop
best.
each
Yeah.
item of clothing
Yeah.
off.
Well, tell you what, this has really lit the phones up this
Oh
morning,
my
guys.
God, Lucy from Kings Lake saved Tom immediately. You had the worst school uniform, did you, Luce?
Yeah, I went to Cheltenham Girls High School, and we had a pink uniform
Pink?
with 6 fake buttons on the front, placed like teats on a pig.
Like teats on a pig.
Look it up. I'm not lying. They've since changed the uniform, but
Tom,
for like 50 years,
Can
that
we-
was the uniform.
Tommy, what was the school again? Can we see if we can find a photo? There's got to be a Google.
Cheltenham
There's
Girls?
got to be a Google image of this, the pink uniform.
And with a
So
blazer. What colour was the blazer, Lucy? And did you have a hat?
No, so it was a government public school, so no fancy stuff like blazers or anything, or hats.
So what do you mean a
We also
fake
had
button?
baby blue socks to go with the pink.
Oh, how lovely.
Oh, a little piglet in socks.
You just
How cute.
you look like some fairy floss.
How cute is that?
You find a picture?
Oh, we will. Don't worry about that.
Tommy's got one as a screensaver, which is weird.
That's something different
You'll
altogether.
get me sacked.
Welcome to the show, Gab from Forestville. You got a story?
Yes, I do. So back when I went to high school, all of my size of the sports shirts were sold out. So my mum got very creative. She bought the size 20 and just lopped the bottom half off it.
Still had a bit of width in it though, didn't it, Gab?
Absolutely. And it also meant every time I lifted my arms, like my belly button was on full show as well.
Man.
See, do you know
Thanks,
what?
Mum.
Parents don't understand as well. They just ship you off every morning, and the amount of stick you cop for the rest of the day, and they're gone.
But it's
They don't-
there were people, and I still remember it clearly now today, where the parents made the investment of buying the clothes a couple of sizes too big, so they knew they would grow into them. Your tight bum, your kid looks ridiculous.
No, but you have to do that because it's so expensive. Thankfully, we were fitted for school shoes over a year ago, and I haven't had to buy a new one. She
you?
couldn't walk for the first 6 months.
Couple of ingrown toenails.
It was like a clown shoes, but we
Remember
didn't. We
Hush
haven't had
Puppies?
to buy another one yet. Another
The
set.
blisters you got off Hush Puppies. Oh my gosh, I wanted to put a couple of those puppies down after those shoes, I tell you. Hey, this beautiful lady, she's a friend of the show, Michelle the Minx on the Central Coast. Hi, Michelle.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good, you won't hush this puppy, Michelle.
Yeah.
What did you want to? What did you want to say about uniforms, Michelle?
Well, I had a terrible high school uniform. I went to Cronulla High, and it was green and white, small checked, and the green was like a green grass, so I felt like a blade of grass every time I turned up.
Oh, that's a shame. Oh, Michelle, we love to have a laugh looking back, though, don't we?
Michelle, did you ever take it into your own hands and maybe cut it a little bit shorter and stuff like that? Were you a bit of a rebel
yes.
back in the day, Michelle?
I certainly was.
Yeah.
Well, what was the
Call
worst?
me.
What was the worst thing you ever did at Michelle? At Michelle.
At school.
What was the worst thing you ever did at school, Michelle?
I answered back a teacher once because he was trying to tell me something, and I just stood up and I just had a go at him.
And how did that argument finish?
I won.
Yeah, get out of here, you blade of grass.
Yes.
You nick off your naughty thing, and then you went home and became Michelle the Mix.
Oh,
That's
we love
correct.
We love Michelle. It's good to hear your voice
Hey,
again
Michelle,
back for 2020.
yeah.
Just quickly, I think towards the end of last year, we actually sent you a copy of the book I wrote, The Far Too Personal Trainer. Have you
I
had
never got it.
You never got it, Michelle.
Never received it.
Can I express post one to you today? Right?
Yes.
Valentine's
Yes.
Day is coming up, the perfect gift. And
Yes.
why don't we get a review from you?
Oh, that'd be great.
Good on you, Michelle.
We got plenty up our sleeve here, Michelle. Do you want 2 or 3?
No, you have.
Well, buy one, get 999 free.
Yeah.
Classic
We
stuff,
have a laugh,
Michelle.
don't we?
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
We're on.
All right, it's time for 60-second starts. Kate Ritchie's Time Still Standing Now.
All right, Kate, you're up against Sandy in Auburn today. Good morning, Sandy.
Good morning. How are you guys? I absolutely love you guys.
Oh, I love you too, Sandy. We're good in here.
Sandy, how are you feeling this morning? How do you think you're going to go against me?
Oh my God, I've tried you guys so many times and I've just gotten through. I'm so excited.
All right, Sandy, come on. Knock her off. $100 up for grabs. Sandy, you're going first because you are our guest. If you have the power at the end of 60 seconds, you win that $100. If not, Kate wins it. She jackpots it. She gets more money for more listeners. Here we go. Sandy, your 60 seconds starts now. What award show takes place today, Sandy?
Is it the Grammys?
That is correct, yes. Is Jack Harlow, the musician, British or American?
He's British.
No, he's American. Kate, over to you. Name a Sydney suburb starting with K, Kate.
Kirribilli.
Correct. Colin Fasnich is joining which iconic Aussie TV show?
Oh, Better Homes and Gardens.
Correct, Amundo. Name one of the maths experts. Just give me your first name.
John?
Yeah, John is correct. What's the name of Victoria and David Beckham's oldest child?
Brooklyn.
Yes. Who wrote Pride and Prejudice, Kate?
Austin.
Yes. What's more dangerous, a grey nurse or a great white shark?
Great White.
Correct. Who hosts the Deal or No Deal reboot?
Grant Denyer.
She's got it.
That is correct.
I'm so sorry, Sandy, but it does mean the money jackpots.
Sandy, you got through. You played very well. Great to have you on the show. The money does jackpot. She said it's devastated.
Bittersweet, isn't
Anything
it?
for her, Tom? Do you give it a little tickle or a bit of a treat or something?
A tickle.
A tickle
you know,
or a
something
treat.
to make her
What
feel
would
good.
you opt for if Whipper came up to you, say, and said, hey, tickle or tweet? Oh, I can't even...
Twick or tweet?
Or tweet.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Hey, let's talk about this one. Tracking the ones we love. Tracking the ones we care about. I haven't been on this app. There's an app called Find My Friends. Does anybody know about that? Anybody?
No,
across
you're
Find My
on.
Friends?
You're on Find a Friend.
Oh, that's different. I tried Find a Housemate, or what is it, a roommate. Couldn't find that. Got on to Friends, still can't find one. Snapchat has the same function, but it's basically being able to track where your friends are. Jess, what? Have you been on Find My Friends?
Yeah, it's just an auto app that you have on your iPhone, and as long as the person accepts, you can then see their every location.
So that's an Apple product?
Yeah, Apple.
Oh.
It also helps you find your iPhone. It's under the Find My.
Oh, under Find My, yeah.
okay.
I do use that for my AirPods.
So your mates, if you lose your iPhone, Tommy, your mates can then find it for you. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's true. But you can also just see where they are. Like I track Inga to see where she is and when she'll hopefully come home. But
Right, and then you'll see that credit card spend as well, and it pops up the amount that's been spent, and then you go, oh, yeah, she's at Jizz Fashion again.
Do you want to know, like, tracking your friends, is it a bit, like, because if you see them out with another friend, does that get you down? Like, I mean...
Well, here's this woman goes on to talk about, she's got 21 million views on her viral video, but she was talking about how she's broken up with the ex, but they're still on Find My Friend. So she's just quietly following where the ex is and what he's up to. And they then talk about the fact that if you turn your location setting off, well, then it's clear that you're somewhere where you don't want anybody to know about. Well, maybe I just want to get around without someone following me. Wouldn't that be enough? And the other thing is, too, with the tracking of the friends, people are doing it to see what they're missing out on. So they might be tracking 5 friends, or they're on Snapchat and they're tracking people, and then they realise that everyone's at the local bar except them.
That's...
So
one of the negative aspects of social media for me, and in scrolling through Instagram, unfortunately, when you go down that rabbit hole, I reckon that majority of the time you are down because you're like, there's Johnny K down at the beach.
Johnny.
Having a couple of beers with, that's punters. And then you check your phone and you go, I didn't get a text message. That sometimes the biggest FOMO happens when you scroll through social media.
Yeah.
You see people that you know and you go, that's interesting. Didn't get an invite to that one.
How funny is the feeling, though, when you go, oh, my God, why wasn't I invited to that? And then you go, if I was invited, would I have gone? No, not the point.
No, yeah.
I don't want to go, and I wouldn't have gone if I was invited, but that is not the point.
I have every right to say no to that event.
But at least give me the option to say no, or I'll crack it. Do you use this? Do you use Find My Friends, or are you on Snapchat following people, or do you get followed? Are you part of this, where everybody knows what your move is? Ali and Penrith, the whole family tracks each other, do they?
Yeah, we do. We use something called Life 360.
Life 360. Explain that.
Yeah. Well, it allows us all to see where we are. We don't use it unless we need to, but it's on everyone's phone. And so the rule in our household is with our kids, which they're all, well, the youngest is a late teenager and the oldest would be in her mid-20s.
Yeah.
If someone needs us, they call. Doesn't matter what time of the day or night it is, they call.
Right. Yeah.
And sometimes you don't always know where you are. So the app allows us to know where they are and we can find them.
So you just instantly get in the car, Ali, you go where they are, you pin it and you drive straight to where they are.
Absolutely.
Ever had to use it, Ali?
Once.
Oh, don't tell me Darren was out and about on the beers again, was he?
Yeah, Ali. Have you had to track your husband a couple of times, Ali, just to see where he is?
My hubby's not well, so
sorry.
well, that was the original reason for getting it, but it also means the kids, we can use it for the kids.
That's all right. So Life 360, thanks for that, Ali. I'll write that down. Jason in Mossman, you found out you were being tracked, Jace.
Yeah, how you going? I was going out with my girl there for about 18 months, and she became a bit too full on, you know what I mean, too possessive and that. So in the end, I just sort of had to give it a rest, and I said I didn't want to be with her anymore. Yeah. And she just started following me everywhere. I'd go to the gym, I'd be training, I'd look over through the mirrors and that and hide through the machine. She'd be there watching me, real creepy and stuff like that. I'd go to Woolies, I'd look around, there she was, looking at me through the dog food aisle between the cans. It was driving me insane. And then I found a tracker underneath the bonnet of the car.
No way.
Next to the radiator, and I thought, oh shit, she's following me again.
Right.
So I had an argument with my brother the day before, so I thought I'll get her. So I put it in his car, and she ended up following him instead of me.
She couldn't follow you down the straight at Randwick, though, could she?
First of all, Jace, you're not from Mossman. Second of all, you're putting on a voice. So I don't know.
Hang on a minute. He's not. He's a great... He's just hung up.
Jason's just hung up.
Oh, mate.
He's not from Mossman,
Was it my jockey joke he didn't like, or was it you accusing him of putting on a voice? You'll be tracked for that. You'll have Jason tracking you in a minute.
He's obviously been dared by someone to get onto the... you can go with a better suburb than Mossman, couldn't you?
But hang on a minute. I mean, if she's stalking him and staring through the cans in aisle 3, then you've got a real problem. Tommy, I want Jason back on the show.
Yeah, me too.
I like Jason.
He's banned.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Richard's giving us a call from Wilton. What did you want to talk about, Rich?
Morning, boys.
What's going on,
Richard?
Rich?
Hey, Whip, yesterday I heard you go and stand inside the call room just to call off a little bit, which made me thought of the story today in the news. Alcohol prices, the tax has just gone up as of today.
As of today.
So if you buy a slab of beer, they're saying that it's around $20 of that is tax.
Jeez,
plus your GST.
So I don't know. I'm not across it. I mean, I know in the paper this morning I did see the article of people saying crying into our beers on page 9. They're having a laugh at a skewy, but they could be full of tears.
I'm reading it here. Pints go up 90 cents. So
it's a big jump, isn't it?
God, some places we're paying $12 for a pint. You're paying more than that. No, $12 for a pint. Yep. So that's going up to $13, Richard.
Yeah, so at the moment they're saying that we now will be the third highest alcohol tax in the world.
Well, the problem you're going to face is no one going to the pub, because it's far cheaper to then go and buy a carton of booze and go and sit at home with your mates. So,
but then it also puts you in the category with, like, if your prices have gone up, like, instead of going to the pub, what about the people that might turn to doing, like, home brew?
Oh,
you know, like
100%.
you do the home brew, and then, like, you know, you don't know what you're making, you don't know the alcohol content that you're making in it, which could be dangerous.
Well, this is an extension of the conversation we had last week about the illegal tobacco trade, which has gone through the roof because of the price of cigarettes. I mean, it makes sense to put the price up to try and knock smoking on the head, but at the same time, it just drives an underground industry.
Yeah, I mean, everyone loves to go to work, or even on the weekend, you know, after the kids' sports, you know, everyone likes to go to the pub, have a few coldies, and, you know, you get to socialise with all your friends. That's going to stop.
I know.
It doesn't set a good standard by the government, doesn't it? Like, when they know it kills you, right? These cigarettes and the vapes are killing our citizens. So why don't we up it so we can make more money from tax and hopefully scare them away from having it?
I know.
But they make more money from it, from people buying it, and they've got more of their citizens dying.
It doesn't make sense, which puts a whole... Anyway, it goes on and on. Richard, thanks for your call, buddy. Will and Monty. Oh, the guys that got married on the weekend. How are you, boys? Hey, congratulations.
We're so tired.
Okay, so we spoke to Will and Monty on Friday's show.
Yes.
They were getting married on the day. It was a promotion, and I think they were also part of... they teamed up with Tinder to celebrate this wedding and occasion. How'd it go, boys?
Yeah, really, really good. I mean, we've been running off adrenaline these last few days, but the whole day itself was just incredible. It was so over the top.
Were you sweating up a treat? What? Say that again, Mont. Sorry.
I said, no, it was incredible. To be honest, I think we did really well. We were really in the present. I think we took on your guys' little advice that you guys gave us last week, and I think we just really enjoyed every single moment of the wedding.
How good's that? That is so special.
Will, it was very humid over the weekend. A lot of sweatage over the weekend, Will?
You know, weirdly, not really. Like, we were so calm. Well, I was so calm. So I wasn't really sweating from nerves. And then, you know, we had a very beautiful limo that was so well air-conned and picked us up, that took us to the ceremony at the park, the Royal Botanic Gardens, and we had our fans and stuff happening there. So
and we were talking about also musical performances on the day. Yeah. What were the highlights?
Oh my gosh, for me, from our Kiwi side, it was our haka and our singing, our beautiful singing from my family. That was amazing. And I think also just watching Will's Torres Strait Islander dance, oh my God, that was so inspiring and goosebumpy too.
Love that.
Oh, this is so good.
That.
So good. Congratulations, boys. That was Tommy. What did we give the lads on Friday?
I think it was family pass to Raging Waters. I think. That's today.
You guys want to shoot? Off the Raging Waters?
No, you know what we did give him? We gave him the Amazon Alexa Echo Pop and Echo Dot smart speaker. That was for at home. But can we send you out some flowers today, Will and Monty, just to say congratulations?
Oh, that'd be amazing. That would be cool.
No, we love you guys.
No worries.
That's awesome.
You
Congratulations.
got a $100 voucher to spend at Flowers for everyone. Well done, guys. Very proud of you.
Oh, thank you, boys.
Good on you, fellas. See ya.
And then, so I guess Richard from Wilton gets the Raging Waters for this morning, guys.
I'm just confused by the giveaways here, Tommy. And Tommy's wedding night.
Too good.
All right. Well done, Rich. Raging Water Sydney, the ultimate destination for your summer fun. Shop for tickets and season passes at ragingwaterssydney.com.au.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Can we talk about Demi Lovato? She's in a bit of trouble at the moment. So she's performed at a charity gig, Kate. Now, this event is intended to raise awareness about deadly cardiovascular issues.
Okay.
And so these are survivors of cardiac arrest and that there. Demi's got up to raise a bit of money on the day, but she's performed this song here.
If I
Well, you won't. It's when you're...
And it's not even just this little line, one line in a verse. It's the chorus.
It's a serious thing when your arteries become blocked, and unless it's discovered early enough, you probably will die of a giant heart attack.
She did say that this song has many parallels for me, my journey, and a reminder for all of us in the room just how strong the heart, mind, body connection truly is. But a lot of people thought tone deaf. You don't play the song Heart Attack at a charity gig for survivors of cardiac arrest.
Oh, I thought it was a mistake. It sounds as though she made this.
No.
This was a conscious decision.
This has happened a few times before. Have a look at it. This was at the Grammys a few years ago when Bad Bunny cleaned up, and the closed captions at the Grammy performance here. Have a look down the bottom, Kate, and tell me what it says when Spanish people were dancing.
Dancing in non-English.
Tone deaf, closed.
Dancing. These people are dancing in non-English.
Oh.
Awesome. There's been a few mistakes like that.
Well, here's another one, Whip.
Okay.
You know, we've spoken about this one. You know this. So this was a high school in America. Prom king and queen have been announced. She is in a wheelchair. She wheels her way out to the dance floor to dance with the prom king, and this is the song that the DJ played.
When your legs don't work like they used to before.
Really? Did he think he was...
Did you see? That is terrible.
The crowd really did give an indication of how they felt about it, didn't they?
Can we listen to it again? Have a listen to the crowd's reaction.
When your legs don't work like they used to before.
Did you see Dylan Alcott at the tennis? Did you see? He was very funny.
With Tony Jones?
With Tony, yeah. So Tony Jones introduces him and says 3 times, Wimbledon champion, 10 times Australian Open champion, celebrating all the achievements of Dylan Alcott, and throws to him and says, Dylan, is there anything you can't do? And Dylan says, yeah, walk.
Oh, Dylan. He's a funny guy. He's allowed to say that, though, isn't he?
It was very funny. Remember when
Kate, I haven't told you about my graduation party from primary school. So this was year 7.
Graduation, yeah.
Yeah, so all the parents dropped us off at school, and we're in the gymnasium. They got a DJ, and I remember it was 10 o'clock at night, Kate, right? So all the parents were coming to pick up the kids.
Yep.
And they all streamed into the gymnasium. They were off to the side watching us dance, saying goodbye to all our friends, and we're off to high school. And this DJ... I still remember him, 18. He had long hair, and he's just gone, you know what, I'm going to go for it. The final song of the night, while all the parents were there, he played The Angels, Am I Ever Going to See Your Face Again?
Okay.
And
Everyone's 12, aren't they? The kids are 12.
12-year-old kids just screaming out, no way, to their parents. No way, get... Oh, it was it was amazing.
Can I throw one more in there? Can I throw one more of my favourites?
Yep.
Do you remember when they started the hashtag because it was the album launch?
What?
Oh, yeah, for Susan Boyle.
So the hashtag was Susan Album Party. When you look at that, you can also read...
Yeah, let Kate have a look to see what she can get out of that. When you read that, what does it look like?
Susan Anal Bum Party.
But it's only a certain kind of person that sees that first. And we all seem to be on the same page. How can you you can't unsee that.
Do you remember when Australian Idol... And Casey Donovan was the winner of Australian Idol. And they said at the end of Australian Idol, Casey Donovan's the winner. You can download the album now. Go to caseydonovan.com. Now, what they missed there was the .au. CaseyDonovan.com was an erotic male website. They told all of Australia on national TV to go to.
He was a performer, Kate, and was very talented at what he does.
And then has never had so many hits.
He was very flexible, that's for sure. People picked up straight away, this is not the Casey Donovan that I just watched perform. Mark Holden just gave her a touchdown. This guy's doing his own type of touchdown.
Fits in Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.